Hello, my name is Ganesh, and this is a very important video for those people who are preparing for their IELTS writing skill. And this will target for the beginners and for the task number 2. So, in the task number 2, you have given around six different questions, and this particular connecting word or phrases is universal for all the questions. So on my left side of the screen, you will see a PDF which include all the word and phrases, whereas on other side of PDF or screen is the example. So here I'm going to discuss the phrases and you will see the examples later on. So let's jump into the screen. So my first and most important thing is that in the writing a passage you are going to give a introduction. First is introduction, uske baad hai paragraph number 1 and the other is paragraph number 2. In the paragraph number 1 and paragraph number 2 you are going to support with the essay or with your logic, with your own reasonings. So these two paragraphs are example of that, and in the last it is a conclusion. So this is four paragraph format. So on the paragraph first, that is introduction, and after that introduction you are going to give a reason. So to give a reason to support your essays or how to write your first word, you're going to use firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally. This is the word you are going to use. This will definitely help you to begin your para. So how you are going to write? Firstly, my reason, or firstly, the transportation system in the urban area is increasingly. So so that's why you are going to use the word firstly, and secondly you can start, or you can start with the second sentence or second reason. So you are going to use secondly, the fuel or the gasoline prices are usually increasing. Because of that, people are switching towards the public transportation. So I'm going to give an example why people are switching towards us public transportation. So firstly, I have given the example because of a good public transportation. Secondly, I have given the example of a rise in fuel prices. So in this way, you can write thirdly and finally, it's up to you. Now next, jump into the expression and opinion. In the few of the questions, for example, the opinion based questions discuss the viewpoint, you are going to write your opinion in the introduction. For example, in the example of this, so the underlined words that I hold the view that. So this is the discussion of the viewpoint or the opinion based essay. So I have used the paragraph, I use the opinion or the view of your. So these are the phrases. I hold the view that, in my view, it is probably true to say that, there can be no doubt that. So these are the expression of your opinion. Just stick to the phrases that I am showing. If you are going to switch another phrases, stick to that only until your exam day, or you can call it doom day. Don't like switch here and there phrases. It will definitely confuse in your real exam. Now next is, if you're mentioning the other people thinking, like for example अगर हम देखें तो some people are vegan and some people are meat eater. So people who are vegan, so you can write it that while other people think that we should not hurt animals, because of that they are vegan. So, and while or however, I believe that meat eaters thinks that protein is, the best way to get protein is from meat. So these are the things you can write. It is being suggested that there are those who believe that, there are those who argued that opponents or supporter of the vegan argue that most people hold firmly to the belief that, it is often claimed that. So these are the way you can mention the viewpoint of other people's, and you then you refute or discourage that claim and write your own claims by expressing your opinion and giving the reasons and conclusion, right? So now next phrases is that sometimes there is a essay or the paragraph you have to write on the common belief of the society. For example, some people believe that the school is the best way to teach children, while other people believe that, or some small proportion of the people believe that home tutor is the best way to teach their children. So overall, it is if you see the paragraph or you see the essay, the majority of people believe that the school is the best way, while other people or very small proportion of the people believe that the home tutor is the best way. So for that you can write, it is widely believed that the school is the great, or the stool in the is the exclusive way to teach your kids properly. Few people would contest that. Nobody would dispute the fact that it is generally agreed that. So these are the way you can write the common opinion in the society. Now, if you are referring to the evidence or referring to the research or any study in your paragraph, and through that you want to support your reasonings, for example, in the I've given the example of public transportation. So it can be argued or it can be supported by the evidence that people who use more car, it is found that they are more or they are less active. So it is research by the UK universities that people who use more car are less active, while people who use public transport are more active. So you can write in that. So the phrases you can use: research suggests that, all the evidence suggests that, research indicated that. So these are the way you can add evidence or facts. Now let's jump into the changing direction. Or changing direction, it means you are contradicting to your prior beliefs. For example, in the essays advantage and disadvantage or opinion based, or discuss both the opinions or viewpoints, you are going to write the contradicting sentence. So you are going to use however, nevertheless, but, yet, and these are the words you can use. So generally, however and nevertheless is the best way or best phrases for the contradicting sentence. For example is such as, and for instance. For example is the phrases you can use to include your examples, because example is best in paragraph. You have to support your reasoning with the example. So these are the phrases it is a definitely you are going to use. For instance, such as the two best way, you can write your or you can add your example and your essay. Now lastly, concluding. To conclude any essay you have to use phrases. So the best phrase is in conclusion, overall, to conclude, to sum up. These are the phrases. I want you to stick to only the first phrase, that is in conclusion. So इसी phrase पे आप stick करें, because in the real exams you can might be confused if you use different type of phrases. So directly use in conclusion, these are these, and because of that I am suggesting this. So the I'm going to highlight few of the phrases that you should use. So the first is, I think I'm not highlight नहीं कर पाऊंगा. So the first is in conclusion, such as, for instance is the best way to write your example. However, research suggests that is the best way to add a reference or evidence. To commonly इसके लिए ये हो सकता है to it is widely believed that this is the way, and last it is generally I agree with that. So ये दो phrases हैं, आप use कर सकते हैं. दूसरे people का argue करना है तो मेरे ख्याल से the first three is the only, I think, जो best suitable होंगे आपके ऐसे के लिए. It is suggested that they are those who believe that, they are those who argue that. और एक्सप्रेशन के लिए आप कोई सा भी एक्सप्रेशन यूज कर सकते हैं, सारे सही है, पर अगर आप देखे जाएं तो इन माय व्यू और इट इज प्रॉब्लम टू देयर टू से दैट, तो ये फ्रेजेस होंगे, और यहाँ पे फर्स्टली सेकेंडली के लिए यही यूज होगा. So these are the way you can use these connecting words and phrases. Let's jump into the examples. So in example, let's see what are the words that have been used. So the first word is the first phrase is to hold the view. However is the phrase. Firstly, the research suggested that. For instance is the use for it is used to add examples. Secondly is also used to add your second reasons. Finally is used to address your final conclusion point. Such as is also used to add examples. However is contradicting to your first paragraph. In addition is a very good phrase or good word if you want to add some viewpoint that you think it is different from the previous sentence. So in addition, after the in addition, these uh, sentence is different from the prior sentence, but the flow of the sentence, a flow of the paragraph is in the same direction. To conclude, but here I will suggest write in conclusion. So these are the phrases that you will use. I want you to just take the screenshot of this and just stick to the phrases that I have given. And that's all in this video. If you have any doubt, please comment down below. Subscribe my YouTube channel, like the video, and also download the free PDF from my website. They all are free of cost. Just stick to those PDF. I don't want you to waste a lot of time going from here and there downloading XYZ useless study materials. So bye bye and have a nice day.